Hey, today we're going to be talking about backcountry food. The last video that I did, which was a pack dump, there was a lot of questions about how I do my food, calories per ounce, especially since I do stoveless. I don't usually take a stove into the backcountry. Anyway, so we're going to be diving into my food today. Okay, jumping right into it, backcountry food. So we're going to kind of break this down into backpacking food, kind of some car camping food, or maybe not so much car camping food, but when you're maybe moving spots, it's good to have different food back at the car. One of the biggest things when you're in the backcountry is altitude suppresses appetite. So you need to find a balance between foods that you know you'll eat and foods that have high calories per ounce. So that's really important. I've got one friend in particular, Jaron, and others who just really struggle to eat in the backcountry. So you really got to focus on finding food that you'll eat. For the most part, I'm kind of the opinion that you can throw nutrition out the window a little bit over the short term. I'm more interested in a good amount of protein and calories per ounce. The problem is protein compared to fats and carbohydrates doesn't have as many calories per ounce. Those fats really have high calories per ounce. So I'm going to kind of jump in, talk about calories per ounce here. Nuts are going to be your biggest source of calories per ounce. This packet, this mixed deluxe packet of nuts is perfectly sized for the backcountry. It weighs 2.25 ounces and has 390 calories. So that's over 150 calories per ounce. So if I'm backpacking in for like 8 days, like 5-10 miles, I will try to focus my food to be as high calories per ounce as I can. Average over a whole meal, over a whole day, keeping that calories per ounce up and over 120, 130 calories per ounce is really important. When I do go on really long backpacking adventures, for hunting really far, and I'm carrying all my food all at once, I really pull out some tricks like carrying vials of olive oil and taking shots of olive oil, because it has pure olive oil has 250 calories per ounce. And then I also get a mix of sweet and salty things. So obviously nuts, salty, very high calories per ounce. I also really like corn nuts. A lot of people don't think about these, but they are pretty high calories per ounce. This is another great serving size for the backcountry. It's 220 calories and 1.7 ounces. So this is going to be right around that 120 calories per ounce. Another one that I just absolutely eat a ton of in the backcountry are Snickers. I prefer the almond Snickers. This is 230 calories in 1.7 ounces. So another high calorie content. I love these. I can eat them. I can eat them every day, especially the almond ones. I've actually heard that the guys will do the full Appalachian Trail, 500 miles in the Appalachian Mountains, and they do nothing. They eat nothing but Snickers. Another secret weapon of mine are these brownie or brookies from Trader Joe's. These things are absolutely delicious, and one of the squares has 160 calories. I'll usually break these up and put 2 or 3 of these in a mini Ziploc bag to take in the backcountry. This, I mean, if you suffer from altitude suppression and it's hard for you to palate some of this other stuff, these things are super easy to get down. And if you're one of those and you're backpacked high up, you're 12, 13,000 feet and you struggle to eat, you really got to focus on foods that you will eat. That is more important than nutrition. Calories are more important than nutrition. So finding stuff that you'll eat. I know that these probably aren't the healthiest thing, but their calories per ounce is really high, and you will eat them. Pro Bar, the fruitier flavors for me do it. This is a blueberry muffin. The Superfood Slam is also really good. These have great nut content. This one is 400 calories, and that is 3 ounces. So we're sitting pretty in our calories per ounce still. 400 calories in 3 ounces, so that's 133 calories per ounce. That's really good. People knock on these. I think they're pretty good. The Cliff Builder protein bars. I eat these in the mint, 280 calories in 2.4 ounces. So again, we're well above 100 calories per ounce. I have no problem eating these. Lenny and Larry's Complete Protein Cookie. These I have absolutely no problem eating. These are 440 calories in 4 ounces. Again, those go down really easy. Another sweet treat. These little packet of gummy bears. 200 calories. So this is probably the lowest calories per ounce food that I carry. It's just a sweet treat. It's an instant pick-me-up being pure sugar. It's 200 calories for 2 ounces. So typically high level day. So I figure I burn between 2,500 and 3,000 calories per day, being relatively active. In the high country, backpacking, depending on how much activity I'm doing that day, I'll probably burn anywhere from 3,000 to 4,500 calories. So I will cater foods like this. Maybe I'll double up on the nuts or double up on the Snickers to hit the calorie goal that I have for that day. Generally what I do is I will put all of the food for a day in its own Ziploc freezer bag. So I'll get all my calories added up. I'll generally have some days that I target 3,000 to 3,500, call it 3,200 calories, and some days that I'll target 4,000 calories. Another big one that's a big calorie that I'll carry, especially if I'm doing a cold camp with no stove, are the Green Belly Mills. This cranberry almond is really good. This has 650 calories and weighs 5.4 ounces. If I'm going to a place that has a lot of water, and I'm going in for an extended period of time, so if I'm going in for less than like 4 days into a spot, I don't carry a stove. I just don't think it's worth the wait. All of this food right here, I can easily get up to my calorie mark, and I just don't have to worry about a stove. If I'm going into an area for more than, call it 4 days, and there is a lot of water, then at that point I'll take a stove and I'll start doing freeze-dried meals. I like Peak. I've done Mountain House. Freeze-dried meals, if water is available, do have a high calorie per ounce content. That's when I will start to eat freeze-dried meals. Another treat that is not very high in the calories per ounce content is these fatty proteins or meat sticks. I absolutely love these. I could be on the verge of throwing up in the high country and still stomach these. They have, I believe they're just over 100 calories. Yeah, 210 calories, and I believe these are like 2 ounce sticks. So just over 100 calories per ounce. So that's kind of the breakdown of the selection of backcountry foods that I like to take. Like I said, Some of this stuff I'll double up on depending on the calorie content that I'm looking to hit for the day. Now, if you're moving spots, there's a couple of things that I like to eat that I have back in the truck. If I'm moving spots, or maybe I'm gonna hunt out of the truck for a couple of days. Now I'm gonna start getting into some fruity stuff, something with some fiber. These soft, juicy mangoes from Trader Joe's I really like. I also like these ones are sulfurized and sweetened. The Costco non-sweetened, non-sulfur ones are awesome as well. I just couldn't make it to Costco before this hunt. Another one that's cheap and a good high source of fat and protein is salami. These you do not have to refrigerate. They're refrigerate after opening, but I can knock that. In between backpack hunts, I can knock that back pretty easily. So that's another big protein, really easy thing for me to stomach. I will actually, high chews I really like. It's like the gummy bears. They're really easy to go down, so I'll put a handful of these in each one of my Backcountry packets, each one of my freezer bags, like 3 or 4, maybe 4 or 5 of these in each bag. Generally, I'm a citrus fan, so I'll generally have a cutie or two when I'm in the truck in between backpack hunts. And then the other thing that I eat a lot of in the truck are Triscuits and tuna. The flavored tuna packets, I just love the sweet and spicy tuna packet, or they also make like a Thai chili one with some Triscuits. This just goes down really easy. So for the most part, even if I do anticipate some truck hunts, I really don't operate with a cooler. I don't carry anything that's perishable. The stuff that is perishable after it's opened, I usually try to eat in one go. In my experience, like the salami, if I eat that one day and it's like late in September, October, November time frame, it's plenty cold enough outside that's going to keep for the next day. So that's basically the breakdown on my food. Backcountry food. This is Snow, if you can see her. Backcountry food, like I said, I really, really want a complete day's worth of food to be above 120 calories per ounce. I will mix and match the things that I talked about here to hit between, call it 3,200 and 4,000 calories. It's pretty easy to do with the calorie-dense food that I talked about. But again, the most important thing, you can buy as many healthy bars and stuff as you want, but if you don't eat them in the high country when your appetite is suppressed, it's going to do you no good to have all those fancy bars. I typically stay away from when I'm backpacking. I do not carry very many meat products, with the exception of maybe one of these, but I consider that more of a treat. I don't really backpack with the salami. I will do freeze-dried only if I'm going to be there extended amount of time and there's ample water in the high country. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's kind of the sister video to the pack dump that I previously did. So if you didn't check out that video, the pack dump is kind of more of the hardware and the gear that I take. This is the food that I take. Leave me a comment what you think, what you like to eat, maybe something that you learned here in this video. Like and subscribe, that always helps the channel, and hit that bell for notification. Really appreciate you watching. Thanks.